Today is September 18th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 5, How It Works, by reading page 67. Now the 12 and 12, we're on Step 10. We'll be reading page 93. And of course, we'll read today's daily reflection and 24 hours a day. So with that, my friends, we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. Whether we got it right or wrong yesterday, doesn't really matter. Because today we've been given a brand new chance to show up best for those we love the most. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends, so if you recall out of the Big Book yesterday, we read the Sick Man's Prayer. Which is just a beautiful prayer. We ask God to help us show them the same tolerance, pity, and patience that we should cheerfully grant a sick friend. When a person offended, we say to ourselves, this is a sick man. How can I be helpful to him? God save me from being angry. Thy will be done. And we're going to build on that idea about step 4 on page 67. We avoid retaliation or argument. We wouldn't treat sick people that way. If we do, we destroy our chance of being helpful. We cannot be helpful to all people, but at least God will show us how to take a kindly and tolerant view of each and every one. Referring to our list again, putting out of our minds the wrongs that others had done, we resolutely looked for our own mistakes. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, self-seeking, and afraid? Though a situation had not been entirely our fault, we tried to disregard the other person involved entirely. Where were we to blame? The inventory was ours, not the other man's. When we saw our faults, we listed them. We placed them before us in black and white. We admitted our wrongs honestly and were willing to set these matters straight. Notice that the word fear is bracketed alongside the difficulties with Mr. Brown, Mrs. Jones, the employer, and the wife. This short word somehow touches about every aspect of our lives. It was an evil and corroding thread. The fabric of our existence was shot through with it. It set in motion trains of circumstances which brought us misfortune we felt we didn't deserve. But did not we, ourselves, set the ball rolling? Sometimes we think fear ought to be classed with stealing. It seems to cause some more trouble. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Page 93. We can try to stop making unreasonable demands upon those we love. We can show kindness where we've been shown none. With those we dislike, we can begin to practice justice and courtesy, perhaps going out of our way to understand and help them. Whenever we fail any of these people, we can promptly admit it. To ourselves always, and to them also, when the admission would be helpful. Courtesy, kindness, justice, and love are the keynotes by which we may come into harmony with practically anybody. When in doubt, we can always pause saying, not my will, but thine be done. And we can often ask ourselves, am I doing to others as I would have them do to me today? When evening comes, perhaps just before going to sleep, many of us draw up a balance sheet for the day. This is a good place to remember that inventory taking is not always done in red ink. It's a poor day indeed when we haven't done something right. As a matter of fact, the waking hours are usually well filled with things that are constructive. Good intentions, good thoughts, and good acts are there for us to see. Even when we have tried hard and failed, we may chalk it up as one of the greatest credits of all. Under these conditions, the pains of failure are converted into assets. Out of them, we receive the stimulation we need to go forward. Someone who knew what he was talking about once remarked that pain was the touchstone of all spiritual progress. How heartily we AAs can agree with him. For we know that the pains of drinking had to come before sobriety, and emotional turmoil before serenity. Daily Reflection, September 18th. Loved back to recovery. Our whole treasured philosophy of self-sufficiency had to be cast aside. This had not been done with old-fashioned willpower. It was instead a matter of developing the willingness to accept these new facts of living. We neither ran nor fought, but accept we did. And then we were free. Best of the Grapevine, Volume 1, page 198. I can be free of my old enslaving self. After a while, I recognize and believe in the good within myself. I see that I have been loved back to recovery by my higher power, who envelops me. My higher power becomes that source of love and strength that is performing a continuing miracle in me. I am sober and I am grateful. "24 hours a day, September 18th. AA Thought for the Day. Step 2 is came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step 3 is made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Step 11 is sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. The fundamental basis of AA is a belief in some power greater than ourselves. Let's not take this lightly. We cannot fully get the program without this venture of belief. Have I made the venture of belief in a power greater than my own? Meditation for the day. He that dwelleth in the same place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Dwell for a moment each day in a secret place, the place of communion with God, apart from the world, and thence receive strength to face the world. Material things cannot intrude upon this secret place. They cannot ever find it, because it is outside the realm of material things. When you abide in the secret place, you are under the shadow of the Almighty. God is close to you in this quiet place of communion. Each day, dwell for a while in the secret place. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may renew my strength in quietness. I pray that I may rest in quiet communion with God. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. Man, oh man, I cannot. This is a hard one to pick one. First of all, the follow-up of the fourth step, just focusing on our part in the situation. I go, where was I wrong here? That's that self-accountability right there, which keeps me humble. And then I just kind of lean on my higher power and go, okay, God, please forgive me and please give me the knowledge to know what to do next, to learn from this mistake. Try my best to not make it happen again. And I believe it was the 12 and 12 that talked about pain. I've had a lot of lousy teachers in my life, and I've had some really, really good teachers in my life as well. Especially my 11th grade teacher, but that's beside the point. The greatest teacher I've ever had, though, is pain. And I used to get so upset with my rock bottom. Couldn't believe I did it. I'd replay it. Even in my sobriety, I'd replay it. And once again, feel that pain. I learned from the Joe and Charlie tapes that resentments are re-feelings. And in this case, I was re-feeling the pain over and over again, kind of torturing myself with it. But now I look at pain differently. I'm grateful I felt that pain, because that pain led me here. And I look back and I'm grateful that that happened. I know that sounds odd, but that's what it took to get me to finally listen and realize that I'm not in control. My best thinking, well, we won't go there. But then finally, this reading right here, in the 24 hours a day, I pray that I may renew my strength in quietness. I pray that I may find rest in quiet communion with God. You know, I guess I've gotten away from it a little bit. During my lunch periods, I used to sit outside in this little spot and just have that quiet communion with my higher power. And lately I haven't done that as much. In the mornings, I used to just sit, close my eyes, and kind of just dwell on my higher power a little bit and thank him silently and ask him in this meditation what he would have me do today. Well, truthfully, I've gotten away from that too. I haven't done that as much lately. So I've got some homework to do. As a matter of fact, right as soon as I'm done recording here, I believe that's what I'm going to do. Because it's not through my own willpower, it's not through my own accomplishments or anything like that I'm sober today. It's because of him. And when I go through all the blessings that I have, I realize that it's all thanks to him. And everything that I have here on earth, I mean, I'm only leasing it. You know, it can easily be taken away. So I guess today I just want to thank him and dwell on him and see what his will is for me today. I'm an abundantly blessed man. I really am. And I'll tell you, gratitude has been one of the greatest things that I've ever learned about and practiced in sobriety. Buddy, that is my depression killer. Gratitude. Instead of pining for the things I want, I thank God for the things I already have, or the things that I don't have. Life is so good. And if you are sober today, my friends, you know what I'm talking about. And please know that you're a miracle. And if you're not, please hear me out, my friend. That today could be the very first day of your whole new life. And it all begins with a choice. Surrender, in this case, leads to freedom. Please trust me when I say that. And also please know that I don't speak on behalf of AA or NA or Al-Anon or any other sect. I'm just a dude, just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery. But I am grateful that you're here. And I'm also grateful for those who are listening all across the world. I mean, there's not many people listening, I know that. But it is cool to see the different locations that this humble little podcast is being streamed. And what a blessing that is. And you know, I don't have any social media platforms. I'm not going to promote this show. I think that's I don't know if that's against the traditions or not, but on the safe side, I'm not doing that. But please, if you could do this show any favor, is maybe recommend it to somebody who could benefit from it, or share it with another friend in recovery. Whatever it takes to help out. I would love to see this show grow. You know, quick aside, I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this after this year. I'm still praying about that, but these 9 months have really been transforming to me. Just to do this daily, it's really held me accountable and blessed me. And I really appreciate those who've reached out, sent emails, or shared their journey, or maybe a comment on YouTube, whatever it is. I really appreciate that. It encourages me to keep going. And it also reminds me that I'm not alone. I've got a beautiful family in these fellowships. But my friends, I've rambled on way longer than I usually do. I mean, I ramble pretty much every day, but this one's an exception. So my friends, I hope you have a great one. And if we are given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.